Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 4 of season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. Last episode came to a tragic conclusion as what should have been a powerful win for Matt and his legal team, getting Hector Ayala exonerated for the crimes, the charges against him, and him getting to walk free with the corrupt cops that were backing this whole thing as well as Fisk. There's a lot of people that did not like this verdict, and somebody brandishing the Punisher's logo cut him off as he was heading off into patrol later that night and ended his life. My money is on the cop whose partner died during that whole little incident. Yeah, I hope Frank comes and knocking and starts knocking a couple of heads, or worse, we'll see. Though, with that said, let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, get the same thing for all the other shows and movies we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on movies to react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel, helps do the things we do over here. But at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. With that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 4. Here we go.
Sorry about your client, Murdock.
Yeah, me too. So, 9mm to the temple, execution style, no room for error. Projectile.
Not recovered. High velocity jacket,
Lovely.
maybe even custom.
Single kill shot at extreme close range and no one found the casing.
Hey, if it's not on the body, it's not my problem. How did you get in here?
I want to see my uncle, Hector Ayala.
You're not supposed to be here.
I want to see my Theo. I want to see what they did to him.
You know, trust me. It's best you remember Hector the way he was. Come on, let's go.
They killed him, didn't they? It's the police.
We don't know. We don't know that, Angela.
Caught in the middle of something. Busted up a fight with his mask off. Asshole cops were dirty. You got him out of jail. They put a bullet through his head. You don't gotta be good at math to put one and one together, you know?
I'm sorry.
I hate them, Mr. Murdock. I hate this city. No one's doing anything about it, and no one's ever gonna do anything about it. Because he was just Hector from the Heights, and they're the fucking cops. It's not fair. It's not fair.
I know. You have to believe that someone will find his killer, okay? We have to believe it. Do you understand?
Are you gonna be that dude? I hope you're that dude. Oh. Oh. Wait a second. Huh. I don't know a lot about Muse, but that was a train. I couldn't tell who he was carrying, but it looked like a similar outfit to the cop. Would this be his justice, throwing him into the line of a train? I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. But we went to that just after that little conversation about we have to believe somebody will find the killer. And then we immediately cut to that. I don't know.
I think I gotta take off.
But come on! Dude, Fisk is riding you way too hard. This whole is like 8.
7, actually.
Any normal job, we would take a few more shots, hit up that spot on 23rd, sleep on the train, take a shower, go to work, and do it all over again.
What kind of normal routine is that?
It's not a very normal one.
I love the guy. No, seriously, like this afternoon we're supposed to meet with the Clean Green Hollows. It's this new tech company with this dope recycling ideas, you know?
No recycling, that could be cool.
It's awesome. It would actually decrease garbage output.
Okay, but isn't the plan?
I know you're gonna say union contracts, but no. We're gonna start with the port.
If we're not gonna keep drinking, can we at least get some food? Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, okay, come on.
Oh, that white tiger mural. Oh, there was a Muse tag on that mural.
Are these boxes evidence? Nah, the mother boxes was evidence. I paid for this shit.
Hey, seriously, nothing for fatty.
Okay, get your ass up. Let's go.
I got it, man.
Hey.
Hey, hi, how are you? I heard Hector's niece came to the morgue.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Did she...
No, God, no. No, kid,
She takes up the mantle eventually, doesn't she? I think I remember reading that in the comments from last week.
I'm underwater on this Madison case, and we owe them a freebie this month. Can you just meet him down in detention?
You had me at freebie.
Thank you.
I thought we might spend some time on something we need to get out into the open. Until we explore this, we can't really make any progress.
Adam.
I'd rather not.
I understand. But I would urge you to sit in the discomfort and maybe just for a moment we can acknowledge the affair.
She's a little closer this time.
Ridiculous term. Not a dinner party. It's betrayal.
You were gone. I didn't
He makes
know
a
when
point.
or if you were ever coming back.
You knew. You know me. You know I wouldn't stay away.
You left. That was a betrayal.
Tell me about Adam, what you were feeling. Why him?
It was his hands. His hands. True. Beautiful sketches. I mean, just.
Can we not?
It was like finding a clay at a garage sale. It was just.
Has infidelity been a part of your marriage before this?
Absolutely not.
Did you end the affair?
I never had the opportunity.
And you never will, more than
Did
likely.
something happen? Wilson, did you confront this man?
Did you?
We had a dialogue.
What kind of dialogue?
A clarifying one.
Would you like to be more specific?
No.
That's what we're doing here. This is just window dressing. I know you. Your methods are much more direct.
No, they were, not now. It was a conversation. That's all. There's no expression of ill intent.
And where is Adam now?
I don't know.
I want to go back to the first question I asked you during our intake. Are we here to dissolve a marriage or preserve one? I want you to think about it. Really think about it before I see you again. Without forgiveness, and I say this to both of you, there can be no real healing. Forgiveness isn't just the highest act of love. It is the only way forward. Good work today.
So do we believe the blood on his knuckles is Adam's, or do you think maybe he's taken out his...
If you don't mind, I'd love to speak to Vanessa alone for a moment, please.
Oh.
Just the two of us.
Okay, I mean, that's standard. That's very standard. But do you think maybe he's taken out his... Like, he's restraining himself and he's taking out his frustrations in other ways in private?
Do you feel safe in your marriage?
My husband is capable of many, many things. Some of them extreme. Harming me is not one of them.
And she knows that for sure. No matter what happens, man, he would never, I don't think, lay a finger on her. But we just set that up. What if, who knows? They're pitting them against one another in a way.
Leroy Bradford. Hey, look at this. I get the friggin' blind dudes. Bring on the blind justice.
Bradford, my name is Matthew Murdock. I'm going to be your lawyer. Complaint against you alleges you stole approximately 5 boxes of fiddle-faddle from a bodega.
Well, I didn't do it.
The thing is, the bodega where this allegedly occurred has a surveillance system involving many cameras.
I paid for that shit last week.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really work like that. Mr. Bradford, generally you pay for what you buy that day.
Then they all lying on me then. You hear me?
He's blind, not deaf.
Could it have been a scroll?
Nope.
Oh, fuck. I love the seriousness with which that was said. Oh, the fact that option even exists is hilarious.
Probation is not going to be on the table.
Then I ain't taking it.
Last time you got arrested for stealing, you got a 30-day sentence. Mm-hmm. Which means the DA's office is almost certainly going to offer something in excess of...
This is my case, and I'm going home on it. You hear me? Blind man.
Loud and clear.
Then go out there and do your job and get me some probation.
Yeah, let me see what I can do.
See? See, that's funny. Because you can't see shit.
Wow. Oh my God.
Stole some caramel corn from a bodega.
Yep, that's the guy.
Looks like we went 30 days on this last time, so how about we go 35?
So the guy's looking for probation.
And I'm looking for Mr. Right. By any chance, are you Murdock?
Maybe, for probation. Yeah, you really want to prove a point with some stolen caramel corn on Latvian Heritage Day?
How'd you know I was Latvian?
Pretty sure you snuck a piece of honey cake for breakfast.
I can imagine wanting to know a little bit more.
Latvian, though.
Plus with a name like Azola.
Interesting.
Well, given your cultural sensitivity and your very impressive nose, I'll give your guy 20 days.
He's really stuck on probation.
Did you remind
God, is that our first mention, by the way?
Arguing philosophy in criminal court arena.
You started it. And while we're on it, isn't it worth pointing out that the name of the crime we're dealing with here is petty larceny, from the French petit, meaning...
All right, one time only, last and final offer. Mr. Bradford can have 10 days.
Thank you. See, I knew you believed in redemption.
Oh, I don't. But I do hope he appreciates you.
Thank you.
I think she appreciates you too, watching you walk away like that.
What? Oh.
Well, okay, so it definitely wasn't him that we saw being carried away.
Counselor Murdock, funny how we keep finding each other like this.
Isn't it? Couldn't have a weak link out there, could you?
What?
Or, I know, maybe it was pride. Ayelet made you look bad, didn't he? Actually, he flat out embarrassed you. Is that why you did it?
You have yourself a nice day.
You had a family, you had a future, and you took that away from him.
Can't see this badge, Counselor, because you're fucking blind, but badge with honor, Counselor. And I don't know nothing about nothing to do with what happened to Hector Ayelet.
Was he telling the truth?
Here's something that I know. An attorney who assaults a police officer, who obstructs an active investigation, not something that the Bar Association's gonna take lightly. Not to mention some of my more excitable colleagues on the force.
You'd have to bring a few more than the last time we met, wouldn't you?
Yeah, fuck you. Oh, that was good. That was good. But he was telling the truth. Could have been one of Fisk's men cosplaying himself. That would align with what he's trying to do. The message he's trying to sell. Could have been one of the other cops. I really don't think it was actually Frank, because I couldn't fathom why he would.
This port is a black eye on the face of the city. I'm talking about a complete structural overhaul.
That's not an option.
A total transformation. I told the people of the city I was going to come out of the gate strong. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah.
I want to get this message out immediately.
With all due respect, you can't just decide something and then speak it into existence. These things take time, patience.
What's your opinion, Daniel?
Opinions are above his pay grade. Besides, there was another mob
God
shooting
damn.
yesterday, not 50 feet from here. The third one this month. The violence makes people uneasy. This is an ambitious goal. It's a
His
worthy
hands,
goal. I'm saying
man.
we shouldn't
He's
do it. I'm
getting
just saying
worked
we need
up.
to start smaller.
You're giving me problems. I want solutions. Where do we start?
I suppose we would need to conduct a feasibility study. The council will want to know that this project is viable.
Yes, let's commission that study.
We can't do that without the council's approval.
Get the council.
No, and we can't get their approval until we ask the public advocate to put it on the docket.
That's the first step.
Yes, sir.
Let's take that step.
Just tell me the first step. All of that, just start with step one. God, what? We could have saved so much time instead of working backwards like that.
I was basically gonna say everything that you did, so.
She's right about one thing. What's happening down here is a bigger problem than you realize. The other bosses will continue to create havoc until one of them ascends or...
Oh, this is in their area. That was where you go near. Here's where that botched robbery went down. Well, it wasn't botched. It was just messy.
The least you've gotten in your last 10 cases is 20 days. Anything below 30 is a gift. 10 is a miracle.
Look, I said probation and I meant probation.
Stop, Leroy. There is no probation to be had here. This is the best deal you're gonna get.
You just want to shove my ass into jail and I'm supposed to thank you. You just don't get it, do you? This shit never ends. I've been jerked around by the system my whole life. Last time I got 30 days, Know what happened? I missed my SSI appointment and they cut my benefits. Bad enough trying to live off food stamps, but when they cut it, it takes forever to get that shit back regular. Start eating throwaway crap from supermarket dumpsters. And yeah, just once, I want a dessert. Something that don't taste like crap. Something that tastes real good. So why not get the caramel corn? And for that, they're willing to spend 5 times more to lock me up than they're willing to spend to feed me. You come in here and tell me that that's a gift? That I should thank you?
You're right.
A 1, 2, 3.
That was really good. Such a good scene. He looks so uncomfortable.
Man, you gotta see this.
Just let it out. Daniel words.
It was me. I totally screwed up.
You did this.
It was a mistake. I went out and I
don't know what.
Oh. Bibi ran with what he told her at the party, at the club.
How are we gonna fix it?
There is no we. I was here before you and I was here before Fisk, and I will be here long after you're both gone. I will handle it.
That is a bold claim with how things work in this series, man.
Wonderful. Children have such talent.
Now for our next one.
No. That's fine.
No. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Please no more.
Everything ready for the Clean Green Haulers meeting?
Actually, sir, we've had to pull that off the calendar. There's a small wrinkle.
What's that?
They're calling you a union buster.
You screwed up.
Leaks happen.
Well, not in my administration, it doesn't. I want an all-hands meeting now! Where am I?
Where am I? Like, he's just being carted around from place to place, from showing to showing and all these things.
I present to you the mayor of New York City, Wilson Fisk.
What? Oh my god, this is gonna drive him insane.
Mayor garbage! Is that it? Is that your best? You are all here to help me execute my promises. Simple promises. I will find out which one of you leaked this. I will find out.
It was me, sir. I completely made a mistake. This entire thing is my fault.
Everybody out. Out. You stay. Right here.
He's mine, sir. Whatever he did, it's on me.
Okay, fine. Suit yourself. You can go down with the ship.
I want to apologize. I know that won't make it right. I know that nothing can. Look, I had a lot to drink. In the spirit of total honesty, there was some ketamine.
You should probably stop.
Jesus
Christ. I didn't mean to do it, but I did do it, and I know that's unforgivable. And I'm not even asking for forgiveness, because I can't even forgive myself. Because the thing is, you're right. I don't deserve this job. So you're right to fire me or punish me or do whatever you're gonna do. And I want to say that I'm eternally loyal and forever grateful for the opportunity, and I'll spend the rest of my life regretting how badly I screwed it up. I believe in you, and you'll have my vote forever, and whatever happens to me, I'll do whatever I can from afar to support you.
She's just a bystander right now, just like, what is gonna happen?
Yeah, I'm not gonna fire you.
I'll pack my things right away.
I said I'm not gonna fire you. I know how unreliable people can be. I've learned that loyalty and courage, 2 qualities that are not easily replicated.
Sir, I don't deserve to.
Daniel, just shut up.
Are you trying to argue yourself out of a job? In the fullness of time, you'll make a better man. That said, if you ever do anything like that again, it will be the last thing that you ever do. Do you understand?
And not professionally, I mean ever.
Unclear. It'll never happen again.
Yeah, right there. Look at that. Muse.
9mm to the temple, execution style. single kill shot at extreme close range and no one found the casing.
Dude, this is sick. It's a place to start. Detective Murdock reporting for duty. Oh, and there it is. Where are we off to right now? Oh, I think this is the scene from the trailer.
I know you're in.
God
damn it.
Was he following the scent of the bullet?
Hey, Ben, good?
Peachy, what do you want?
Client of mine was shot, Frank. Guess whose logo I found on the bullet casing?
Oh, there it is.
Bunch of bullshit fanboys, huh?
Yeah, a lot of them cops. Nice place you got here.
Appreciate that.
Although, here's the thought. You know, you could use all this. Could be a service.
Are you a service, Red? Did you serve? You prance around the city in a Halloween costume, beating the snot out of bad guys. Hey, thank you for your service.
I mean, you could help people. You could save lives.
I see, I did that. Look at what it got me.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize you were a victim in all this.
I ain't used that pussy-ass word my entire life. You don't put it in my mouth. You understand that?
All right, so you tell me, what's going on, buddy? What are you doing down here? Day after day, just hiding out?
I ain't hiding from shit. You walked in that door.
your next
right
kill?
here. You goddamn right.
Great, how's that working?
You want to go out there on the street, have at it. But I do not have time for your candy-ass hero shit. Is that clear?
Loud and clear.
Yeah?
Sorry to waste your time.
I like how he knew outright that Frank wouldn't have been the one that did it, though.
What you think?
I don't think you came here for my help. See, I think you want my permission. You want to get your hands on somebody, huh? Or hurt 'em. Maybe you're a little bit scared. A little scared about what that means.
Sorry, buddy. Way off on that one.
You're so full of shit, counselor. So full of shit. You're guilty.
Excuse me?
Yeah. That guilt, that shame, that's my home, Red. And I can see it on you. I can smell it on you. It's all over you.
I'm gonna come back another day, Frank. Maybe catch you at a better time.
What better
Come at me
time?
with that horse shit about saving lives. How about that friend of yours? You saved his life. You lost him, didn't you, Red?
It's not about him.
Then say his name.
It's not about him.
Ah, for Christ's sake, say his name. Say his name, you coward. Say his name. It's not about him. You hate yourself. He's eating you up because you ain't done a goddamn thing about it.
Oh!
Oh, God damn it.
He's like, shit. The devil broke through for a second.
Sorry. I apologize.
What are you sorry for? First honest thing you did, Red.
Ooh.
It's not about him.
No, it's all about him. He talks to you, doesn't he?
Oh, he
His
was.
voice. You do, don't you? Every time I stop moving, I still hear my little boy. And I hear his voice. He says, get him, Daddy. Every last single one of them, get him. That's why I do what I do. That's why he's eating you, because you know you didn't do a goddamn thing, and it's gonna keep eating at you. It's gonna keep eating and eating and eating. There's no getting away with it. You understand?
I ran him down.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I did what I had to do. I let the system take care of the rest.
Oh, you and your goddamn system. You and your goddamn system. So what now? Every day Bullseye goes to the chow hall, you know he gets to breathe the same air that you breathe. You feel good about that? He got life! How about old Foggy? He got life.
Foggy. He was the kindest, purest soul I ever met. And guys like you and me, we could work a lifetime and never measure up to his decency. Goodbye, Frank.
Wow, that was one of the best scenes Like, period. Up there with their scene in season 2, man. Their last rooftop talk. Oh my God. That was so good.
When Dr. Glenn asked to talk,
She asked if you felt safe with me.
I told her I did, and I wasn't lying.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way.
Should I?
When I was a boy, I learned by watching my father how to shake a man's hand, how to know when someone intends to cheat you, the power of persuasion, how to move men's minds or break their bodies. But forgiveness, that wasn't a part of who he was. I am trying. I would like for things to be the way they were. I understand that that may not be possible.
I'm not the same woman I was when you left.
You are something even more extraordinary.
I'm really curious where that story is gonna go, man.
When I'm not sleeping over, I don't worry about you. But you come home late one night and my mind is spinning. I mean, what if he fell into the subway tracks? Maybe somebody kidnapped him.
Kidnapped?
Maybe he needed a Heimlich and there was no one to give it. I'm excellent at the Heimlich.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, I am sorry. One of those days, I guess. Client who's proven innocent still ends up dead. Nobody seems to care. Another client is serving time at Rikers for stealing a bag of caramel corn. You ever feel like you're pushing a rock up a hill, and there's a bunch of people on the other side pushing it back? How's your day?
A few garden variety neurotics / depressives, plus a not so garden variety couple in crisis.
None of which you can tell me about.
That's so
Tell me
unfortunate.
pretty much anything you want to know. I just have to kill you.
You know, I got pretty used to coming home to an empty apartment.
And now?
And I can't imagine you not being here.
Oof. I don't think she's gonna make it out of this season, to be honest. That red light, it's calling. It's flashing yet again. And he's descending down into the darkness. Oh. We're getting closer and closer to them crossing back over that line. Dude, don't tell me he's got Adam strung up and he's having dinner in front of him.
I was told forgiveness is the highest form of love.
Oh no, he's locked up.
Would you agree with that, Adam?
Wow. No, he didn't kill him.
Please, let me out!
Ooh, yep. Okay. Ooh, it's ooh. Whew. Let's go. Are we done? Oh, we're not done. Oh, we're going back here. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so who the fuck is he lugging around? Oh. Oh! Whoa! Oh, God. Jesus. Is that how he gets his paint? Is it just some person he scooped up to do that? Maybe it had nothing to do with any of it, but it seems like I'm going to assume he's the one that painted the White Tiger mural, you know, because it was signed Muse. And then we saw a figure painting, I think this was at the end of episode 1, that mural we saw of the two Fisks. I'm wondering if he's the one that's been graffitiing all these different things. sending a message out to the city, or even kind of being like the voice of the city in this weird fucked up kind of way. Okay, I did actually go back, and the Kingpin mural that we saw, the one for White Tiger, even the Punisher skull that says triggered across it, all of those have Muse's signature on it as well. So they are in fact the person that has been painting these all across the city. These different little like images, their interpretations of what is going on in the world and the way that they view it as almost like this echo of the city itself. So I'm really interested to see where that all is going to go. You know, if we're linking that back to Hunter Dunan's appearance a couple of episodes ago where he's meeting with Matt Murdock Squeeze, I'm very curious how that's going to come into play, because if this is the kind of shit he's doing on the down low, you better bet he needs a therapist, or he targeted her specifically for that. Well, I don't know. He was first. He was ahead of Fisk's guy. So that would have just been a hefty little coincidence, unless he was getting ahead of the game. I'm not exactly sure. Or maybe, I don't know, is this a side of him that he's like, I need your help. I need, you know, he needed like somebody of her caliber to help him with whatever he's dealing with. So I just want to know his shtick. I want to know what he's about, what he's feeling, what he's thinking. I really can't wait till we actually get to know this character, because his impression so far is super interesting. You know, when we saw the train tracks and him hauling that one dude off, because it came right after the fact, and hell, who knows? Maybe this guy he is carting off is the actual person that did it, because based on the interaction that Matt had with the officer back at that office building when they had their little tussle, when he like almost outright said he thinks it was him, the guy's heartbeat was regulated. Even Matt, like you could tell, was confused because he was so confident that he would have been the one that did it. But it doesn't seem to be the case. It doesn't mean another cop didn't, because as we know, the shell, the casing on the bullet had the Punisher's icon in it. And I like that Matt didn't even ponder the possibility that it could have been Frank. Instead, went to Frank, used that as almost like a icebreaker to go talk to him, because he doesn't really have anybody that he can go talk to right now that might understand what he's feeling. And once he got called out on it by Frank, because like he said, he could see it, he could smell it on him. And this goes back to their previous conversation on this. I think like this is almost a way that maybe subconsciously, as much as he denied it in that moment, he was coming here for some semblance of counsel. Maybe he subconsciously knew he needed a push, or also maybe there was some blind, vain hope that if he brought this to Frank, he could abstain from having to get his hands dirty again, and maybe Frank would take care of it for himself. And Frank was just like, that's not my priority. I'm doing my own thing here. I'm not hiding. You're the one hiding from everything, running away, you know, putting up these masks and everything. Frank is unabashedly who he is, as much as Matt is trying to bury these feelings, run away from that. Oh my God. I love when Matt like just snaps. Like the moment when Frank was just getting so real, so deep, so targeted, so deep into Matt's psyche that he couldn't take it anymore because of all that. It's right. He was getting right to the core of what is frustrating Matt so much about all of this. Yeah, your system won. Yeah, justice won. Awesome. Great. But he's out there. He's breathing your air. He's eating every day, waking up. He's got a bed. It's like, yeah, but they gave him life. It was like, where's Foggy's life? Pushing the entire time. He's dancing around. He can't even say his name. And then when he finally pushes him too far, you know, the devil flickers, comes out like just a snap judgment in a moment, just this impulse, this instinct where he just like whap hits him, and then he recoils, because then Matt tries to rein that back in and he's apologized. I'm sorry. He's like, for what? For being honest for the first time since you walked into my fucking house? Oh my God, that whole scene was so good. But at the end of the day, like, what has Frank been up to this entire time? Like, he is just kind of up there. And it's like Matt always knew where he was. He knew exactly where to go. Because for the second, I thought maybe he was following the scent or the smell of the gunpowder used on the bullet, on the casing, and was using that to track where he was going. But then we stumbled upon Frank. And what I was thinking was about to happen was like, because we know in the trailer, Frank kind of gets that jump on him with the hatchet and everything, that maybe he was also investigating. So it wasn't his place, but they were both kind of tailing the same perp. But no, he just knew where Frank was and went to go talk to him, because this isn't a problem he could take to the church. This isn't a problem he could take to his mother. This isn't a problem he could take to anybody else that knows his secret, that knows what he's going through. And it's interesting that this is the person, especially because this is the person who had the conversation with him that was the closest to what he's experienced. Because that whole event, it just all encapsulates what he was afraid of and what Frank was talking about on that rooftop in season 2. I loved it. The acting there was next level, on par. I wouldn't say it surpasses, because that is one of the best back and forths, I think, in any superhero medium, period. And this comes pretty close. This is pretty damn close. I love the intensity there. And again, as we started off the season with Fisk rising out of the muck, being this lording angel above everybody, because that's what he wants everybody to believe, as Matt is sinking down or deeper and deeper, farther below. When we had that devil and angel parallel in the first episode, by the end of it, now we see, as the facades are starting to drop, Matt ascends to the rooftop, to his collection, to his armory, to his gear, to kind of get a feel out of bringing out the billy club and starting getting his shtick on. And then with all this talk with Vanessa and his change, and I'm trying to learn to forgive and all these other things, Fisk, though, by the end of the episode, is descending down from that tower, down from the light, back into the muck, back down into hell, just like he had been before, into the darkness, into the pits. They're switching their positions yet again. And he goes down, and he's been holding this Adam dude hostage this entire time and having this pristine ass meal right in front of him. God knows what conversations they've had, but he hasn't killed him. And I feel like a Fisk who wasn't trying to hold back probably would have by this point. And I'm wondering with this conversation, like where Vanessa feels like, and she said, I was honest, I do feel safe, but should I be? All this talk about the people around you faltering, finding people that trust and are loyal and all these things. At the same time, he's trying to hang on to what was, he's trying to hang on to what he could control. He's trying to learn to forgive. But at the end of the day, there's all this back and forth about loyalty. There's this wedge, that's this rift between them that is almost kind of growing. I'm wondering if she should be by the end of this all. I don't know. I'm actually kind of curious. Like I would have said, like up until this episode, that I think no matter what, Fisk would have been forgiving of anything she had done to her. Maybe not anybody she maybe would have done anything with, as we've quite clearly have seen in this episode. But yeah, I don't know, man. But anyway, coming back to that, just because that one dude didn't doesn't mean one of the other cops, though, didn't, which I think quite clearly we know that for a fact now. It's just a fact of the matter. Who, and are we going to track them down? Because there was that conversation. And again, I thought that was going to be what that Muse transition was meant to be, that pan from that conversation with Hector's niece, who, now that he's got his attire, his amulet, all that kind of stuff, the suit, and she's still around. I think, like, as a lot of people said, though, like she eventually becomes the White Tiger, and for most of that character's existence has been the White Tiger, and is even mentored by Daredevil eventually in the future, definitely laying that kind of groundwork there for her. And then that fire, and then that transition to Muse carrying that guy off, as they were talking about, we have to believe that the person that did this will be found. Now, I didn't see no, given we only saw like their face and they were very heavily clothed. So I don't know that they don't have the Punisher logo somewhere on there, but that's kind of what I thought the implication was going to be, because we immediately cut to that right after that conversation, to this guy just being carried off by Muse to train tracks, which is the scene of the event that really set all of this off. So I thought there was going to be some weird, fucked up, disgusting poetic justice going on that front. That seems to be not the case, as this guy is just being carted off. We don't know why. We don't know how he's picking his targets. We don't know anything else, but when we saw a little glimpse of his workshop, some of his other artwork that he's been doing, and he starts draining this dude's blood from his leg, and there was a couple other people just strung up on hooks in that room as well. I'm really interested to see where all that's going to head, because as we know, Hunter Doonan, who I heavily suspect is this guy, is also seeing the same therapist that Matt is dating. The same therapist that Fisk and all them are seeing as well. All this integrating, wrapping them all up together. I imagine again, this whole I have gotten used to coming home to somebody or whatever, blah blah blah, talk between the two of them. She's so gonna die by the end of the season. I would bet money on that, to be quite frank. Also, I wanted to go back because I may have got a little overly excited when they were talking about Latvian heritage that was going on here, because Latvia is a country itself. I may have gotten a little ahead of myself with all the Dr. Doom stuff kind of coming around the, you know, the corner here in the near future and whatnot, because, you know, there's Latveria, in which he rules. I heard Latvian and I immediately thought that. I may be jumping the gun with what that was meant to allude to. May have been simply Latvia, not Latveria. But I do want to check myself on that front before anything else comes out of that. Also, talking about morality and all that kind of stuff, I want to flip back to like just the conversation with the guy that Matt was representing in this episode, or at least trying to represent, given the circumstances of everything, his repeated offenses, just talking about where the system is just kind of overly cold and callous at times, where Matt, after hearing his story, understands his plight and the struggle. And at the end of the day, sure, it's definitely not right, especially when you look at like all the legal fees, all the fees that it costs the taxpayers to even imprison him, all over a dude just wanting to not eat trash for a moment. This is ending up costing so much more than just that little box of food if somebody could have just bought it for him, or hell, even the system just bought it for him or something like that, you know? Justification doesn't matter in the end. Why you did a thing doesn't matter in the end. The cold, hard callousness that the law can have at times, you know. This is the best I can get you. Jail time, jail time, jail time, all this stuff. No matter what was going to be the answer because of everything that happened before, but because of those previous events, that just kept putting him in worse and worse and worse and worse positions and just set him up for failure. So like, I love that they're leaning into aspects of that as well. I do hope we go after whoever did do the deed. I hope we're not giving up on that trail, and hopefully Matt is going to be the one now going after them, and we can get some justice there. I hope this isn't the only time we see Frank. I did hear that to temper our expectations about how involved he was going to be in this season, I hope this isn't his only appearance, but if it is, I think for what it means for Matt, it is a strong, driving, motivating nudge forward for what he needed. And amazing to see Bernthal back in this. I can't wait for his Punisher special all the same. And let's get out there and let's get to punishing it ourselves. Anyway, guys, fantastic episode. All the same, had we not had that opening sequence in the first episode with Matt in the suit, we have gone 4 episodes, 3.5 really, without Matt in the suit. But all of this has been amazing. So thrilling, gripping, and fun to watch all the same. Again, like I've said many times, I think Matt's story and his struggle and his like pull towards the suit is always some of my favorite stuff to watch. Sometimes the Matt stuff I think is more interesting than even the Daredevil stuff. So I'm loving all of this shit, but I like how either way, we kind of ended up in a similar boat. You know, I said this last time because of the whole Hector thing. I imagine that for sure he would be in the suit this episode, but I'm even more confident it's gotta be the next episode, man. There's no way that it's not going to be the next episode with the way this one ended for sure. There was still that temptation to let things play out, this debate, this push and pull, this almost weighing of the scales in Matt's mind about how to handle the fallout of episode 3 that I can't wait to see where things are going to go. I think we actually have a double drop next week, if correct me if I'm wrong. Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure we have a 2-episode drop. Yeah, we got 2 episodes next week, so I imagine something wild's going to be happening. With that all said, guys, I want to know what you guys thought. How do you feel about this episode? How do you feel about that whole scene with Frank and Matt? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Mandy Share, Your Course Scott, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jay Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, Watchtower, Gregory Toner, and Domi. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. But that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.